Look at this little lemon turtle. It actually looks like a real sliced lemon. This one is super beginner friendly and really relaxing to make. If you'd like something easier to follow later, the full written pattern is in my Etsy shop, so you won't have to keep rewinding. I'm using a soft DK weight yarn here with a 3mm hook. Let's start with the base of our little turtle here. This is the belly section. We're starting with a magic ring here. Make 6 single crochets into the ring. Hold your yarn gently here and bring it over your finger. Wrap it once around and hold the crossing point steady. Go ahead and insert your hook into the ring. Pull the yarn through, yarn over here, and pull back through. Tighten the ring and chain 1 to start. This chain does not count as a stitch. Go back into the ring. Pull up a loop nice and steady. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops. That completes your first single crochet. We'll be using yarn under single crochet here. Place a stitch marker in the first stitch, and keep going with the same motion. Continue until you have 6 stitches, then gently pull the ring closed. Once it's tight, we'll move on. Remove the stitch marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Go into that first stitch. Pull the yarn through gently. Catch the loop on your hook and pull it through. That completes your slip stitch. And that finishes round 1. For round 2, we'll increase in every stitch. That means 2 single crochets in each stitch. You'll end with 12 stitches. Chain 1 to begin. Go into the first stitch. Place your marker in that first stitch. Stay in the same stitch and make another single crochet. Repeat this all the way around. Same rhythm here. Nice and steady. Once you finish the round, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 2. You can trim the yarn tail slightly. Now we'll move into round 3. This is where it starts to change. 1 single crochet, then 1 increase. Repeat 6 times. You'll have 18 stitches. Chain 1 to begin. Place your marker. Start with 1 single crochet, then an increase in the next stitch. Repeat this pattern. Same rhythm here. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that's round 3 done. For round 4, we build a bit more shape. 1 single crochet, then 1 increase, then 1 single crochet. Repeat 6 times for 24 stitches. Chain 1 and place your marker. Start your first single crochet. Then an increase. Then 1 single crochet. Repeat this all the way around. Remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. That completes round 4. Now into round 5. This repeats evenly. 3 single crochets and 1 increase. Repeat 6 times. You'll have 30 stitches. Chain 1 and place your marker. Make 3 single crochets, then 1 increase. Repeat around. Once finished, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that's round 5 done. Now, round 6, we'll build a bit more width here. 2 single crochets, then 1 increase, then 2 single crochets. Repeat 6 times. You'll end with 36 stitches. Chain 1 and place your marker. And begin here. Make 2 single crochets, then 1 increase, then 2 single crochets. Repeat this pattern around. Once all 6 sets are done, slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 6. Now let's start round 7. For this round, make 5 single crochets, then 1 increase. Repeated 6 times, you'll have 42 stitches. Chain 1 to begin. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 5 single crochets, then make 1 increase. Repeat that pattern 6 times. When the round is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 7. Now for round 8, make 3 single crochets, 1 increase, then 3 single crochets. You'll have 48 stitches. Chain 1 to begin round 8. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 3 single crochets, then make 1 increase. Then make 3 more single crochets. Repeat this full set 6 times. Once it's done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to close the round. And that completes round 8. Now, for round 9, make 7 single crochets, then 1 increase. Repeat 6 times for 54 stitches. Chain 1 to begin. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 7 single crochets. Then make 1 increase. Repeat this set 6 times. Just keep going around. Same rhythm here. When the round is done, remove the marker, slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 9. For round 10, make 54 single crochets. Chain 1 to begin round 10. Place your marker in the first stitch. Work 54 single crochets around. When round 10 is done, remove the marker, slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 10. At this point, the turtle belly section is finished. Make 1 chain to secure it. Leave just a short yarn tail. Cut the yarn and gently pull it tight. And the little turtle belly is all done. Now let's start the turtle head. We'll use a magic ring again. Make 6 single crochets into the ring. Place your marker in the first stitch. After 6 stitches, pull the ring closed. Remove the stitch marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 1 of the head. For round 2, increase in every stitch. You'll have 12 stitches. Chain 1 to begin round 2. When you're ready, place your marker in the first stitch. Make your single crochet increase. Repeat the increases 6 times. When the round is done, remove the marker, slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 2 of the head. Let's move into round 3. Make 1 single crochet, then 1 increase. Repeat 6 times for 18 stitches. Chain 1 to begin round 3. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 1 single crochet. Then increase in the next stitch. Repeat this set 6 times. When the round is done, remove the marker, slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Next, rounds 4 and 5 are the same. 18 single crochets around. For round 4, chain 1 to begin. Place your marker in the first stitch. Work 18 single crochets around. When round 4 is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 4. Round 5 is worked the same way. When finished, slip stitch into the first stitch, and round 5 of the head is done. Now let's make round 6. For round 6, make 4 single crochets, then 1 decrease, repeated 3 times. You'll have 15 stitches. Chain 1 to begin. Place your marker in the first stitch. Now let's learn the decrease. Each stitch makes a little V shape. For the decrease, use the front loops only, and combine 2 stitches into 1. The front loop is the loop closest to you. That's the front half of the stitch. Find the first stitch, insert into the front loop, then find the second stitch. Insert into the front loop again. Yarn over here. Pull the yarn through gently. Yarn over again, and pull through both loops. That completes the decrease. Now continue with 4 single crochets, and 1 decrease. Repeat that set 3 times. When the round is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 6. Next, round 7 is 15 single crochets around. Chain 1 to begin round 7. Place your marker in the first stitch. Work 15 single crochets around. When the round is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And that completes round 7. Now, let's make round 8. 3 single crochets and 1 decrease. Repeat 3 times for 12 stitches. Chain 1 to begin round 8. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 3 single crochets. Then make 1 decrease. Repeat this set 3 times. Once it's done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Round 8 is finished here, and the turtle head is all crocheted. Leave a long yarn tail here. A little longer is better. We'll use it later to close and sew the head. Now add stuffing into the head. Once the stuffing is in, fold the head flat and sew it closed. Starting from the slip stitch area, sew into the matching stitch across. Try to match 1 stitch to 1 stitch. We can sew 3 stitches first. The rest can be sewn freely. There's no strict rule here. These 2 side stitches can be sewn now, or left open for now. You can secure them later during assembly. Either way works just fine. You can also bring the sewing needle to the other side and add 2 more stitches to shape it. Once it's secured, bring the yarn tail to the back side. Where the slip stitch seam is, choose the slip stitch area, and follow the stitch texture. Hide the yarn tail inside the stitches. Trim the extra yarn after hiding it. And the turtle head is fully finished. All 4 legs are made the same way. We need to make 4 pieces. Start each leg with a magic ring. Make 6 single crochets into the ring. If you're new, mark the first stitch. After 6 stitches, pull the ring closed. Remove the marker and join to the first stitch. You can crochet over the yarn tail as you join. And round 1 of the leg is done. For round 2, increase in every stitch. You'll have 12 stitches. Chain 1 to begin round 2. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make your single crochet increase. Repeat the increases 6 times. When the round is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Round 2 of the leg is done. For round 3, make 1 single crochet, then 1 increase. Repeat 6 times for 18 stitches. Chain 1 to begin round 3. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 1 single crochet, then make 1 increase. Repeat this set 6 times. When the round is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Round 3 of the leg is done. For round 4, fold the piece and make 9 single crochets. Chain 1 to begin round 4. Insert into the first stitch and into the matching stitch across. Go through both layers together, then make a regular single crochet. This is how we crochet it folded. Make 9 single crochets in total. Make the first single crochet, then the second one. Remember to go through both layers. Each stitch goes through both sides. Repeat this for 9 stitches. After 9 stitches, chain 1 and cut the yarn. You only need a short tail here. Gently tighten the loop. Thread the tail onto your sewing needle. Insert from the last stitch and follow the stitch texture through. Just hide the yarn tail inside. Then trim the extra short tail. And now, 1 turtle leg is finished. Keep the same steps and make 4 legs in total. Now, let's start the turtle shell. We'll use a magic ring again. Make 9 double crochets into the ring. First, let's learn the double crochet. Make the first chain, then make the second chain. Just remember, these 2 chains do not count as stitches. Now watch the double crochet closely. Yarn over first. Insert your hook into the ring. Pull the yarn through gently. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over again. Pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over again. And pull through the last 2 loops. That completes 1 double crochet. Place a marker in the first stitch. Using that same double crochet method, make 9 stitches in total. Take your time here, and finish each double crochet. You can count your stitches here. We have 9 double crochets. Then pull the center ring closed. Adjust your hook, and get ready to join. Remove the first stitch marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And round 1 of the shell is done. For round 2, make 9 double crochet increases. Chain 2 to begin round 2. A double crochet increase means 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. Place your marker in the first stitch. Keep your tension a little looser, not too tight. If it's too tight, the shell may puff up. Repeat the double crochet increase 9 times. You'll have 18 stitches. When finished, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And round 2 of the shell is done. Now let's make round 3. The pattern is 1 double crochet and 1 double crochet increase. Repeat 9 times. You'll have 27 stitches. Chain 2 to begin round 3. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 1 double crochet. Then make 1 double crochet increase. Repeat this set 9 times. When the round is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Round 3 of the shell is done. For round 4, make 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet increase, then 1 double crochet. Repeat 9 times for 36 stitches. Chain 2 to begin round 4. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 1 double crochet. Then make 1 double crochet increase. Then make 1 double crochet. Repeat this set 9 times. And keep working around. Adjust your hook gently. Make 1 unfinished double crochet, so we can change color. Now we'll switch yarn. If this feels tricky, you can finish the double crochet first. Then at the end, insert your hook directly into this last V-shaped stitch, and change color that way too. Pick up the new yarn color, place it behind the work. Leave a short yarn tail. Yarn over with the new yarn and pull it through the loop. Now, find the first stitch of the round. Remove the stitch marker and join into the first stitch while making the slip stitch. Hold the new yarn over the hook to hide it. Take the old yarn tail and gently tighten it. Then crochet over it to hide the tail. Pull the yarn through the stitch. Tighten the slip stitch slightly. And the color change is done. For the extra old yarn tail, leave a little length and trim it. Round 4 of the shell is complete. Now let's make round 5 with 3 single crochets and 1 single crochet increase. Repeated 9 times, you'll have 45 stitches. For this round, we'll only use regular single crochet. Chain 1 to begin round 5. Let's review regular single crochet. Insert your hook into the stitch. Yarn over from under the yarn and pull through. Yarn over again and pull through both loops on your hook. Place your marker in the first stitch. Crochet over the 2 yarn tails as you go. Make 3 single crochets first. Keep going with even tension. Repeat 3 single crochets, then make 1 single crochet increase. Repeat this set 9 times. When you reach the last stitch of round 5, we'll change color here again. Pick up the new yarn color. Pull the new yarn through the stitch. Remove the first stitch marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. And round 5 of the shell is complete. For round 6, make 2 single crochets, then 1 increase, then 2 single crochets, repeated 9 times. You'll have 54 stitches. Chain 1 to begin round 6. Place your marker in the first stitch. Make 2 single crochets. Adjust your hook, then make 1 single crochet increase. Then make 2 more single crochets. Repeat this set 9 times. Keep working around. When you reach the last stitch of round 6, we'll change color here again. When the round is done, remove the marker. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join. Round 6 of the shell is complete. Next, round 7 is 54 single crochets. Chain 1 to begin round 7. Place your marker in the first stitch. Work 54 single crochets around. Crochet over the yarn tails as you go. When the round is done, remove the marker, slip stitch into the first stitch to join. For this round, leave a long yarn tail. We'll use it later for sewing and assembling the shell and belly pieces, so make sure this yarn tail is long enough. And now, the full turtle shell is complete. Once all the small pieces are finished, we can start assembling everything. First, let's assemble the shell and belly. For assembly, thread the long tail onto your sewing needle, line up the slip stitch areas. Match the shell slip stitch with the belly slip stitch, and sew stitch to stitch. For the first stitch, sew back and forth twice to make it extra secure. Hide the extra yarn tail between the two pieces. Then continue matching stitch to stitch and sew all the way around. After sewing a few stitches, you can add the turtle head in place, or sew farther toward the back first. Both ways work, so choose what feels easier. The sewing method for the head is the same, and you can adjust the placement freely. When adding the head, place it where it looks right. Take the finished headpiece. The smoother side will face outward, and the slip stitch seam side goes inside. Sandwich it between the shell and belly. Again, match stitch to stitch. Sew through about 6 stitches. With the front side facing out, slowly line up the stitches. Sew carefully to hold it in place. You can add a few extra stitches to secure the head. Sew the first head stitch twice as well. Then keep sewing along the stitches. Make sure you go through both layers. Keep matching one stitch to one stitch. When you reach the end of the head, at the last stitch, you can sew twice to secure it. Then continue sewing around the edge. When you reach the back half, leave a small opening, so we can add stuffing inside. After leaving that small opening, don't close it yet. Add stuffing through the opening. You can check your stitch count, and make sure both sides match. If they line up, you're good. If not, check and adjust. Keep following stitch to stitch all the way. Once the stuffing is in, continue sewing the opening closed. Sew to the last stitch to finish. Now let's hide the extra yarn tail. Secure it inside the stitch texture. Here's a simple tip for hiding tails. Try to hide them in the same color area, so the tail is less noticeable. Work back and forth along the same color edge to secure it. Don't pull too tightly while hiding the tail. Too much tension can distort the shape. Once it's hidden, trim the extra yarn. When adding stuffing, try to make the inside round and full. Don't overstuff the bottom. For the top shell area, add enough stuffing to create a soft curve. And now, the shell and belly are fully assembled. Prepare a strand of white yarn. Thread it onto your sewing needle. Tie a knot at the end to secure it. Choose any stitch on the turtle shell. Pick up only one strand of that stitch, and secure the yarn to the fabric first. Once it feels secure, go back into the same stitch. Bring the needle toward the center of the shell. Don't pull too tightly while sewing. Like this. Sew back and forth to create the shell lines. Once all the lines are sewn, shape it gently. After adjusting the shape, hide the extra yarn tail inside the piece. Next, attach the 4 finished legs in place. Just position them where they look right. Once attached, after all 4 legs are secured, gently pinch the head to adjust the shape, then attach the doll eyes in place. And that's it for today. If you get stuck anywhere, you can always leave me a comment. I'm right here with you. I'll see you in the next one. I'll be right here when you're ready to crochet again.